Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we will be making over this outdated dresser I picked up for free from my neighbor's friend. It was in great condition, minus one drawer that had broke in transit. Before we dive too deep into this flip, I want to thank the sponsor of today's video, Skillshare. You guys have heard me talk about Skillshare before because I truly enjoy utilizing their site for me to find new ways to continue to learn, grow, and connect through creativity. For those of you who haven't heard, Skillshare is an online learning community with thousands of online classes and members across 150 countries. It's a place to get inspired, learn new skills, or even enhance your current skills. I first discovered Skillshare over 3 months ago, and at that time took classes offered by Mike Vardy and Michael Carter-Napricorn on productivity habits and time management. Since then, I've dived into a couple of other classes offered by Ali Abdul, like how to organize your workflow to maximize productivity. I'm really excited to continue to learn how I can maximize my time and energy by being more productive and in balancing everyday tasks. I'm enjoying putting what I've learned into action and seeing how helpful it has been for me. So let 2022 be the year you invest in yourself and your personal growth with the help of Skillshare. The first 1,000 people to use the link in the description of this video will get a 1-month free trial. Now back to the furniture flip. I will not be reusing this hardware for this project specifically, but instead I will add it to my stockpile. I wanted to remove the old finish on the top, so I applied a thick coat of 15-minute stripper and let it go to work. Meanwhile, I moved on to removing all of the faux keyholes on the drawer fronts and repaired the broken one by gluing and reclamping it. I did have to do 2 coats of stripper after removing the first layer and cleaned the entire piece while I waited on it. The old hardware had left deep indentations in the wood, so I wanted to make sure I could remove those before filling in the existing holes. Otherwise, I would have reused the hardware. After the second coat of stripper was removed, I used mineral spirits with some steel wool to scrub out any residue and then wiped it clean with a cloth. I am using a 2-part wood filler Bondo to fill in these hardware holes. I wanted the bottom base to match the top, but I used a gel stripper instead in hopes that it wouldn't drip everywhere. I moved on to sanding down the top while that worked, using 120 grit followed by 220. In the smaller, harder to reach areas, I used the same 120 round paper, but then switched to a sanding sponge for the 220 grit. I quickly realized that gel stripper was not working as well as I wanted it to, so I switched back to my 15-minute stripper and applied a cling wrap to help keep it in place. After sanding down the wood filler, there were still some holes that were not perfectly smooth with the drawer fronts, so for that I used some premium wood filler. The 15-minute stripper worked great, so I removed the existing finish the same way I did the top. After sanding and cleaning the drawer fronts from any dust, I added 2 coats of shellac primer with a light 320 grit sand in between each coat. The bottom base was sanded down with 120 grit followed by 220 just like the top. I scuff sanded using 120 grit all the way around with my orbital sander and a sanding sponge in harder to reach areas. I applied 2 coats of primer the same way I did the drawer fronts, and I used a chip brush in the harder to reach areas. For paint, I am using Behr's decorative chalk paint in their 2022 trending color Basswood. It is described by Behr as a cozy and natural light brown. I applied 2 coats with a light sand of 320 grit in between. Once they were dry, I applied 2 coats of a matte water-based polyurethane using a sponge on the drawer fronts and a brush on the dresser. Be sure to lightly sand between each coat to ensure a smooth finish and maximize adhesion.
If you saw my last video, you saw me use this Odie's oil, and I really liked it. I used it for the first time in that video, and I really like the results of it. I'm going to use it again for this project because I have a feeling it's going to look really nice. So I'm just going to take a little bit. I'm going to do it the exact same way I did it on that video, using some steel wool and just rubbing it with the grain onto this veneer.
I thought about washing the veneer with the same chalk paint, but I've really been enjoying the look and variations in the natural wood tones, so instead I opted out for using the Odie's oil. Now that we are completely done, let's remember what this dresser used to look like and what it looks like now. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, I picked a few more I thought you might like. Be kind, and I'll see y'all next week. Bye!